Hi everyone, it's Declan from Save Decks. I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about what we know is coming at E3 from Nintendo. IPs they have mentioned previously or they have discussed. We don't necessarily know what we're going to be told, but these are the IPs we know they're working on.
And yeah, just thinking what will they show us at E3 about these known games.
Yep, our hopes, our fears, our predictions, and hopefully we'll have a fun time and you guys will have fun joining in the comments.
I hope people have fun.
It's half of the reason we do this.
It's not what gaming's about, but whatever.
So I'm going to start off with one that I'm super excited about, which is Zelda.
Link's Awakening.
No, just Zelda.
Oh, just Zelda in general, okay. But the one we know about is Link's Awakening.
I am really happy with the claymation style. I think it's...
Oh, it looks beautiful.
I think it's a really fun breath of fresh air that's different from Breath of the Wild.
A breath of fresh air, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I have to try and do the puns because he does them too well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really fun breath of fresh air. It's something new from Nintendo, but they're rehashing a good old IP.
Yeah.
It's a classic game that a lot of people like.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see some gameplay.
I don't know why they're not calling it Link's Remakening.
Or Link's Claymakening.
Oh, yeah, that could work as well. Okay, so one question...
I give as good as you give.
Yeah. The first, because from that trailer, people have done comparisons with footage from the original game just to show just how shot for shot it is. This remake, the gameplay is at least, and the world. Will we see new items, new dungeons in this, do you think?
I actually hope we don't. I really like this game. As far as I'm aware, it's Ken Sugimori. Ken Sugimori. That is the guy who does the clay Pokemon games. It's what's that? It's the Mario guy.
Oh, I can't remember the name.
But that's why this game has Mario characters in it. It's got Goombas and other Mario enemies.
The thing I'm excited about, it has Wart in it from Mario 2.
Yeah.
We are going to see Wart
in clay. Yeah.
Yes, but in modern day. Right.
So I'm really happy that I don't want them to do anything. I don't want them to remake it. I don't want to change anything. I want a re-skinning of this game.
So really, they've already done a remake of Link's Awakening called Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color. Yep. And that added a new dungeon, which gave you a bonus power up at the end to either give you double attack or double defense. Will that dungeon return?
I think so.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Yes. Okay, so the other thing people are concerned about is they're full pricing it as far as we know. Is it worth the $60, £50?
I don't think so. I mean, how much was the Game Boy game? £30?
Probably, yeah.
I think they're about £30. I'd pay £30 for this.
Yeah, if it was half the normal price of a Switch game.
I could deal with paying £30 because it's not like it's a port. Because I've got this game on my 3DS and I'm sure I paid
I've got it on the 3DS.
I'm sure I paid like £8 max for it. It was like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I think it was usual Game Boy Color price.
Yeah, so it wasn't really expensive on that console. So my thinking is that was just like a straight over port. They have put development time, they've put animation time, they've worked on this game. It's not like they've literally copied and pasted it over. So I could see myself paying £30 for it. It's a game I'd replay, and I do replay every now and again. Yeah. So it's got a good story to it, but I don't think you could justify, if you've got your kids there at Christmas, you've just bought them a Switch, you walk into Game or whatever shop, and you've got Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you've got Zelda Link's Awakening, I couldn't see for the same price justifying Link's Awakening over Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, definitely.
But for £30, I could.
Yeah. So, do you think I think we might get a reveal that it's not going to be just Link's Awakening in this package?
You and me both. I see a lot of people who are thinking that, and I hope that that's right. I hope that they're bringing a lot more of these games.
Like, if this included a remake of Links to the Past as well.
Yep.
And in that same style, because it is the same Link in both those games.
Yep, they are.
And I think that would justify the full price if it's both games included.
Agreed. I also wouldn't have anything against a 2D Zelda collection. So if they actually reveal that it's those 2 games. It's the 2 Oracle games.
Which also the same link, the Hero of Legend. So a Hero of Legend collection.
Yeah, because they're all 4 games. It's the same link.
But here's the thing, though. Like, would they do that, all 4 games in the collection, when really they could release... I mean, we've both said we would be happy for full price for the 2 games. If they could release the 2 games, then the other 2 games, and people would buy them for full price, why put them together?
That's fair enough, but I'm also thinking... Nintendo doesn't like to annoy people with pricing too much.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of Wii U ports sell for full price on the Switch. Some of them more than what they cost on the Wii U.
See, I don't have an issue with this. My justification there is, to you wouldn't buy it, and I wouldn't buy them if
I've bought most of them. Okay. To be fair,
most people wouldn't repurchase it for full price. They owned it and bought it full price the first time. However, that console sucked and didn't sell well.
Yeah.
So because of that, a lot of viewers and a lot of consumers didn't ever buy them. So
that's true.
To you, it is a port of it's a port of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Why would I pay £60 for a port?
Yeah.
But to the person who's just got the Switch for Christmas, they're buying Mario Kart. Yeah. They don't see that.
I just say that if you don't own the Wii U, then the Switch is an amazing, like, best console ever for games. Like, so many there.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
So which one was? So I could see. I wouldn't mind having 2 collections. I'd pay
pay for it. Yeah.
I'd pay for 2 collections. I wouldn't pay £60 for each game individually. Though.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so I was then thinking Pokemon.
Okay, so Sword and Shield.
I'm of 2 minds. So we're recording this on the 30th. So we haven't had the Switch. No, we haven't had the Sword and Shield Direct, which is on the 5th. We do know about Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Move. No, sorry, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Home, Pokemon Shirts, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and Pokemon Battle, or whatever the new phone game is. Right. So we know about that content. I don't think any of that's going to be discussed at E3.
No, I think it's been announced. That's all we need now for those.
Exactly, because none of that's happening.
Focus on Sword and Shield now. That's what they're aiming for.
Exactly, and the other thing is, I'm sure I've read somewhere that Nintendo have stated they're only going to discuss 2019 at this E3.
Yes, I've read that as well.
So all of those games, I believe, were stated for 2020, except for the mobile game. I want to say the mobile game, they might have said 2019 or late 2019. Okay. But I think Pokemon Move was going to come out in 2020. That's definitely 2020. I think the mobile game might have been 2019, but I still don't think it'll be discussed. Yeah. I think we're going to get Treehouse gameplay of Pokemon. Yeah. But I don't really think they're going to discuss it much because you're having a direct about it.
When you think last year they announced Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee before E3 and then at E3 and the direct they just glossed over them very briefly. So I think they'll do something like that. Just reminder, Pokemon Sword and Shield are coming in case you didn't see it last week. We know about. Then Treehouse will go really into them.
I think Treehouse will get a lot of good gameplay. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Do you think we'll see the legendaries?
Yes.
What do you think they'll be?
Is it bad? I kind of want... What's the Sword and Shield Pokemon?
Oh, I can't remember the name.
But I kind of... In one heart, I want the Sword and Shield Pokemon who's been split apart. And then they combine together to become a beautiful whole. But then I also think, because Sword and Shield, could it be going like a mythology route?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like knights or something.
Yeah, so knights would work. I was thinking like mages. Because I was thinking like, what the game says that Braxton's in? Firefox. The Firefox Pokemon. The witchy one.
Oh, I can't remember. I don't know Pokemon as well as
it's
you.
The witch one, which is... it's Sun and Moon. I think it's Sun and Moon. But yeah, it's got to be Sun and Moon. So that is to do with D&D, and it's all like, so you've got like magic, you've got fighting, and you've got something else. So I could see that reference.
I think the Shield Legendary will be based on Captain America.
I was going to go for Captain Britain, but okay. It is set in the UK.
Yeah, true.
And also, with Sword and Shields, you would then have the whole British medieval mythology thing.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what they're going for.
That's where I was going. I was thinking very British mythology. I was thinking
Merlin.
Monarchs
or... Monarchs?
Yep, King, Queen.
Like Nido Queen and Nido King could play a role in the story.
I could think that.
Maybe the new bad guy team could have them as their mains.
I think that would work really well because one thing we do have in the UK. Sorry, I don't mean to insult any Americans. We have history and culture. I love you. I always joke to my American friends because they love it over here. But we do have like a rich history and culture of kings and queens, and I think that could play in really, really well.
There's Sea King and Slow King as well, isn't there?
Exactly, and slacking.
Yeah.
Like me on this video, I think I'm slacking as always.
Yes. So,
Animal Crossing is the next one on my list.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Animal Crossing?
I think it's an easy sell for Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's a very popular game. It's going to sell a lot of copies. It's going to sell a fair few Switches.
I think Sophie's going to buy one.
So yeah, because I mean, the only Animal Crossing game I've played is New Leaf. Yeah. On the 3DS.
Which is really good. We actually got a lot of hours in that.
I got about 64 hours into that one, I think. And so I did get addicted to that one. And I can see it. But then again, like, I've got a lot more games than I had then. Do I want to buy a time sink like that?
Yeah.
But I will buy it because Sophie's going to want to play it.
I think that...
I own 10 Animal Crossing amiibos, so I hope that they're compatible.
I think... As long as it's an actual mainline Animal Crossing game, I think Happy Home Designer annoyed people.
So I didn't play that one.
It was okay, but everyone just wanted a proper game.
I own it. I haven't played it.
And then the board game was just appalling.
Yeah, I own that. I bought it because it was less than a tenner and it came with 2 amiibo. So it's worth buying for that. I see it still, like on Amazon and stuff, it's so cheap now. So if you don't own it and you like amiibo, buy it for that.
It's a good way to kick off an amiibo collection.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a good gift for that person you hate.
Especially if you give them the copy of the game without the amiibo, because then they can't play it.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's all about backhanded gifts over here. We know how to be passive aggressive here in the UK.
Yes.
So I'm also thinking Luigi's Mansion we know about.
Yeah. So what do you think could happen with that?
Do we know it's Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure about America, because America, we had a Luigi's Mansion 2 here, but America was called Dark Moon. It wasn't called 2.
Okay.
But the trailer said 3, but it said working title. But I'm not sure. It'll probably be called 3 in the UK at least, because...
I couldn't remember if we knew if it was a new game or if it could have been a rehash. So if we know it's a new game, I'm happy with that. I don't know what they could add.
The thing is, from the looks of it, it looks like it's a very tall building, like a hotel or something, people are saying. So it looks like it's one mansion again, opposed to several that 2 had. But my idea was, do you think they could make it a roguelike?
I was wondering that. I was actually thinking, you were a 3DS player like me.
Yeah.
You know the 3DS had the games with friends where you you brought your friends in to help.
That.
There's the castle one. There's the one where you go up the floors.
Yes, I didn't actually play that one.
I really, really liked that game.
Yeah.
And I could see it having that, where you have to go up and then... Because, you find ghosts and boos in that.
Because Luigi's Mansion 2 had a multiplayer, which you could play online as well.
Didn't know that.
4-player as well. So I think there could be multiplayer. And even the Luigi's Mansion remake on the 3DS had a 2-player co-op.
Fortnite compatibility confirmed.
Yes. But I'm thinking if it was like you have to get up to the top floor to save Mario or whatever, and it's like every time you die you get back to the beginning, and EGAD says, oh, well, the ghosts have done their illusion powers to change the insides, and then you go back in, you start again, it's all different.
I think that'd be a really fun way of doing it.
But then you unlock power-ups, you unlock things that you keep for your next run, like in some roguelikes do, and
I like that.
So I think that could work. But would Nintendo do that? Because roguelike seems to be something indie companies like to do a lot. It's like,
I know what you're saying, but I think that's a good way of keeping the game fresh.
I think if Nintendo are going to do a roguelike, I think Luigi's Mansion is the game they'd do it with.
Yeah, because I like Luigi's Mansion, but I do think the gameplay would be a bit stale. Yeah. I can't see what they could add to the story or anything that's going to make it different from the other two. How about we go for the one that I'm not looking forward to that much, which I'm going to get hate for, Marvel.
See, I mean, I've never played an Ultimate Alliance game, but
I've got nothing against Marvel. I like the films.
Yeah, I like the films.
I can't, it's just like if I can't be bothered to sit there learning a million different fighting games. I'm not the best at fighting games. I can cope with learning one of them. I like Tekken, and I used to play Tekken a lot with friends. Then we also all played Smash, so I could cope with those two. I can't foresee my friends also picking up, this one. So if I've just spent 50 quid on Smash plus the DLC, do I want to spend another 50 quid on a Marvel game?
Yeah, so I think it's something I could play co-op with Sophie. I mean, it's if it's got a decent story to it, then
that's it. And it's got good couch co-op.
Yeah, Deadpool's in it as well.
Yeah,
so I mean, it looks to be about an Infinity Stones sort of storyline with Thanos and all that, which really it should have come out a few months ago to cash in on the Endgame hype, because now that's sort of gone now.
No spoilers.
I'm not spoiling anything, but and anyway, so I can see I'm going to get this one. I've never played an Ultimate Alliance game.
The Ultimate Alliance games are fine. I've got no issue with those games.
Yeah.
My only issue is I can only invest my time and money into so many games.
Yeah, true.
I don't see this as being something that's worth my investment.
That's
I've got
fine.
Smash.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Bayonetta 3.
If anything, we'll just get a teaser.
I'm thinking we've had so much. We know this game is coming. We know it's coming for a while.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure we're going to get something because
a trailer, but not it won't be at the tree house or anything like that. It'll.
My other thought is if we see, how do I phrase this? We're only seeing games for 2019.
Yeah.
So if they show us Bayonetta, it's coming out this year.
Yeah, true.
So the flip side of that is, if they're showing us any of these games, we've got to see it's got to come out this year.
Oh yeah, so maybe we won't see it. So
it's either we see it or we don't.
A game that we do know is coming out this year, Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Which is made by Platinum as well.
Yeah.
When they revealed that in the February Direct, they mentioned Bayonetta 3 afterwards and said they're still hard at work on that game. So maybe they'll mention Bayonetta 3 again when they're bound to show off more of Astral Chain. That's out in August.
Yeah, we haven't released it on Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Again, Astral Train, I think, is going to be shown at Treehouse.
Yeah,
I think we're going to get a lot of gameplay. I don't think we're going to get a big song and dance show of the game at E3, because we already know everything.
It's an exclusive, but it's not Nintendo made.
No.
So.
But I'd like to see something. Yeah. Fire Emblem, again, we know when that's coming out.
I think we know enough about that now. It's in July that comes out.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out a month after E3.
I think it'll get mentioned, but I don't think they'll go into... Because that last Direct, they went into a lot of detail on it. I think they've probably told us, again, other than the Treehouse, what they'll show. I think we'll get probably a final trailer, something like that, but I don't think they'll go into too much detail.
No, yeah, I'm with you there. So, I've got Metroid Prime 4 on my list.
Yeah. Which
I might have debunked with my own
theory. Yeah.
My own theory.
I very much doubt that's coming out this year.
Yeah. Hear me out. Metroid Prime series is a basic shoot 'em up series. You don't have to write a big story. You know what you're doing. When they say the game has been scrapped, I don't foresee them throwing everything in the bin. I think it's just going to be moved to a different developer and reusing the assets.
Yeah, it's gone to Retro as well, so...
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who made the original one, so...
So I think that they've got the ability to do it this year. I do genuinely think that. Because when did they scrap it? We were told...
We don't know when they scrapped it.
We were told in January, but they could have actually scrapped it halfway through last year.
Yeah, true.
Because when were we... Before that January announcement, when did they mention Metroid last? It was E3.
Yeah, E3 2017, so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless
actually, if they mentioned it in 2017, they scrapped it at the end of 2017 into 2018. Yeah. They've had a year and a half at the point of January to be developing it. They would have already had the assets from the old team. Because it's just code.
It depends whether they like they say, because obviously Metroid has sort of like vast like worlds to explore and back, sort of kind of complicated to design, I imagine. Like how much, if they're reusing the world they designed, but if they're making it from scratch, that might take a long time.
Agreed, but what you've got to remember is the different steps in which something will have happened. So the story will have to have been agreed with Nintendo.
Yeah.
So the story for the game won't have changed.
Yeah.
So that won't...
the story, yeah.
So, like, I think the story and the level design will have already been confirmed. I think it's just the actual creation that has changed.
Yeah.
I think that's all been pre-planned
so
out.
If whoever was making it before... So did they say who was making it before?
They did, but I can't remember.
Okay. Nintendo obviously weren't happy with what they were doing.
Yeah.
Or wasn't it? And I think what a bold move to sort of come out and tell us we're restarting. I mean, what a bold move that was.
I think give props to Nintendo. I think credit where credit is due. I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's so like just shows like when they do these directs to speak direct. This is speaking directly to us, being open and honest about it.
Yeah, I'm pleased.
Okay, so.
And then we've also Dave has this on his list. I didn't have it on mine for reasons. Mario and Sonic.
It's a game we know is coming.
We know it's coming. You know what? It's a sports game. Again, it's not something I'm going to buy.
I'd buy it. I enjoy those.
But they are traditionally cheaper, aren't they?
They are, usually, yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think they're normally full price.
It's Sega that make them, so... Yeah, they tend to... Like, Team Sonic Racing is a lot cheaper than Mario Kart was, so Sega do... There's something to play a bit. And then I think Mario Maker 2 will get just probably one more trailer.
Because that's out 25th June?
28th.
28th.
Yeah, it's less than a month away now. But yeah, I think because when they showed off the 3D world style at first, you notice it said extra game styles.
Yeah.
And there was only one there. So do you think they'll use E3 to unveil one more style?
I hope so. And the other thing is the car.
The car.
You got the rideable car.
Yes, that's in the 3D world style.
Yeah, but you also saw a tank.
Was there a tank?
There's a certain clip that I'm sure you see a tank, but they didn't mention the tank.
Oh yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I think there's a tank too.
Okay. But I'm thinking if they did.
Don't hurt yourself.
Because the 3D world is because on the other 4 styles you can interchange between them and carry everything over. But 3D world is separate because it's so different.
Yeah.
So if they put in Mario 2 where you're picking up the vegetables and stuff, did a maker of that which is separate from everything else, it's possible. It's doable.
Yeah.
And that is worth an E3 reveal. That's quite a big thing people get excited about. The retro gamers and that.
Yeah,
I can see a lot of that. So I think that's what the announcement for Mario Maker will be. But they won't spend too much time on it because it's only 2 weeks away from E3.
Yeah.
And they'll probably do like...
There'll be Treehouse.
An hour or 2 of Treehouse on it or something. But they... But I don't watch Treehouse at all.
Do you not?
Not at all, because I used to, when in the Wii U years, 2014, when they showed a lot of Smash Brothers.
Wild West of Nintendo.
When they showed a lot of Smash Brothers, I watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
when the game came out, though, I wasn't that excited for it because I'd seen it all already from watching the gameplay demos. And then same with Mario Maker, the first one. I watched all the treehouse of it. I watched all the other videos they did on it up to the release. And so by the time the game came out, like, you know, you have all the items, you shake them, they do different things, they transform. I knew what all of them did before the game came out because I'd sport it for myself. So that's why I watched the trailers, the directs, what they show in there. But other than that, I keep myself, like Ultimate, I did not watch anything other than the directs on Smash Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't watch any of the treehouse stuff, anything like that, because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. I didn't want to see what Ridley's moveset was before the game came out or anything like that. So
he is disciplined.
Yes, and I was excited when the game came out and had a great time. And I'm wondering, would I have felt like that if I'd watched all these videos beforehand?
That's fair. Yeah. That's definitely fair enough. So I think that's it for all the games that we know Nintendo is working on.
That I know of, anyway.
So, any games that you're excited about, have a sound off in the comments and we'll be replying. Let us know what you think. Start a discussion.
We'll also be doing another video after this where we talk about what surprises we think might happen at E3 from Nintendo. So make sure you click that subscribe button to don't miss that other video. And
click the bell to be notified, because apparently that's the new subscribe. Oh, and if you go back to our last video and give it a like, we're trying to get up to 50 likes, and Sophie will be buying Barbie
Sports Superstar or something
for the PlayStation 1 and playing it on camera. So if you get 50 likes on that, that's happening. If it's 150, Dave's playing it.
Oh, yeah, don't like that video.
Goodbye, guys.
Yep, night night.